This man has such a power that he can bring anything from his dreams, but whenever he goes into the dream, he is killed by a Rakshasa. The story begins with a boy named Sakyu who was a very poor script writer. Yes, he was struggling a lot to live his life, but his big problem was not this. His problem was that whenever he used to try to sleep, every time in his dream, he used to die a very bad death because of this. Haven't been able to sleep properly for a month now. When Song was asleep, he was traveling in the metro in a dream, and then the same Rakshasa comes in his dream, and he goes to Song use hair to touch him, then punches a hole in the metro, dragged his head on the track, and kills him, and only then his eyes open in fear, after which he decides to write the script, but then his landlord knocks on his door because he has not yet paid the rent, so the Song itself. To save her, he runs away from the window of his room, and then he goes to a food stall where he wears an eggless and asks for one because he does not have enough money to eat properly. But the man from the food store takes pity on him and gives him egg pancake. Now Song Yu has seen a girl in the cafe opposite him who used to reduce him in the cafe and used to make one-sided love with him, and then here when Pancake was about to go, his manager friend goes after him. Seeing him starts running because he had not yet completed the script, and while running he also drops his pancake, but still his friend manages to catch him. And he takes her to a restaurant where he was having noodle, and thank you poor man watching him here is his friend, as he has not completed the script according to his contract, tells thank you in his dreams and tells him that because of these dreams he is not able to concentrate properly, nor is he sleeping properly, but Sinji does not listen to his button and he will give him 10 days time to complete the script. Goes away and again secretly goes to his apartment, then there his society was lying outside his room, which meant that his landlord has thrown him out of his house. Then you reach to spend the night. Or he writes the script in his laptop. Tries to write, but because of too much indulgence he can't concentrate, and finally he sleeps, but suddenly he is followed by the same devil Rakshasa who was trying to do him in the train. He is here in chains, say strangles Sun and starts banging his head on the table, but only then Sahan Yu's eyes open and it is known that it was his dream. But now here his laptop was stolen, so thank you very much. He is sad, and now Song Yu's life was running into a lot of trouble because of these dreams, because of which he did not know the difference between reality and dream, what is dream and what is reality. Decides to commit suicide for himself. And climbs a building and messages his friend that he will not be able to complete his script as he is committing suicide, but when he is about to jump from here, he is met by the same food stall man. Rock is the one who used to wear and feed him. He sits with him and gives him food after wearing it, and then tells him that whenever you dream big, you will say I am dreaming so that you can come out of your dream. A will go, after which Sang Yu cancels his death and sells his phone to buy food for himself and starts eating sitting outside a store. Meaning it was Song Yu's dream. Rakshasa catches Thank You and thrusts his sword into his sign and throws him inside the store. Then Thank You remembers what happened to the food stall guy, so he has to say I am dreaming, which brings him out of his dream, and he sees that he has also brought his sword from the night in his hands, which he is surprised to see because this sword was brought from his dream and very unique as well. Song also reaches an antique shop to sell it where all the shopkeepers wanted to buy it, which makes the soldiers realize how special this sword is, so they go to a special antique shop and buy it as a sword. K gets 20,000 rupees, which makes him very happy. He eats food in a good restaurant, buys a laptop for himself, and goes to live in a VIP hotel, and then he becomes a chicken by saving, after which he's sleeping pills late at night so he can bring more things out of his dream now that he was rocking the hotel. So he also dreams of this hotel, then he takes him out of his room and goes for a walk in the corridor and picks up a flower pot and says I'm dreaming, but nothing happens. While breaking the wall, he goes to protect him, and this time he attacks Songyi with Sony's axe, which causes a lot of injury to the soldiers, but in the end he will bear it. He manages to say I am dreaming by falling on the axe. And he brings the axe to the real world. All his villages were also cured, after which he immediately goes to the shopkeeper and sends him to Lottie and goes to spend that money. Awaz is very happy because he could bring anything from his dream, so he decides that he will continue to bring society like this through his dreams. At night he builds a plane in which he goes to the museum in a book before Sony have seen photos in which many antique things were kept so that he can visit the museum in his dream and he can bring things from here, and after that, his plane also reaches this museum in the dream, which that he had seen in the book. He had seen the sorry antique things in the museum and kept the most expensive thing and waits for Raksha to come, but this time he had brought a machine gun to protect Sani. Because Sango did not even think Raksha starts firing at him, and Song was trying to save him, but in the end Raksha kills him, because of which Sen is sleepy and he knows himself in the hotel room, but Song Yu doesn't want to come empty-handed, that's why he quickly shoots the net and goes back to his dream, and this time he takes a long walk and catches those two antique things. And brings them out of the dream by saying I'm dreaming, which makes him very happy. And goes to a professional dollar to sell them and gets $2 million in exchange for the perfect antique things. When he comes out with the dollar, he finds his friend, who is very angry with him because he that Song-yu has already become so Song-yi takes him with him to a VIP restaurant and gives him back his money as he gave him to write the script, but Sung-ji wanted to know his secret, that how he got rich so fast. He gets drunk, and after getting his tally, puts him to sleep in his room and then starts looking at Sang's wallet and checkbook, but then suddenly he wakes up from sleep with a lot of sorry gold chinu in his hands, because of which Sung-ji is very scared. And now that he knew Song-yu's secret, he starts living with Song-yu from you. He is late and makes a deal with him that if there is a profit, they will share the money equally, and if there is a loss, then only he will lose, after which Thank You and War also go to meet each other. Now Song-yu is back to his hotel. From now on, his dreams had gone to a very extreme level, and now he had control over himself and his dreams, so much so that now he used to give a moment to Raksha as well. He acts arbitrarily in his dreams, and from there many expensive and antique things are let out. Hi, he also brings a red color luxury car from his dream, and then one day when he was sitting in his cafe, he sees the same food stall man. He puts a money bag near the food stall man because he used to feed her many times again. Now Song-yu is relieved of things like this from his dreams, but after some time beaten, he notices a strange thing, that nowadays Raksha is not trying to protect him, but he is sad. Rahat is sitting at a place and Sung-gi goes to him. He sees a huge Sony bed strapped on his waist, and when Sun tries to remove it, his fingers start to fade and burn, but still Sung-gi he tries to remove the belt from him and takes it with him by lying down, but while removing Raksha's belt he makes some marks on the chest of Raksha soldiers with his finger, but Sung ignores him, and then when he is at his home, suddenly a sword comes on his chest from the place where Raksha had made his marks. And then next day he does not plan to loot the treasure, he sleeps alone. Reaches a huge building on the rooftop of which a man was waiting for him. And now he had the same scars on his face and shoulders that had protected him before. If given, then Senyu goes to meet this food stall man to talk in this big. But on the way some gangsters kidnap him and take him with them, and here the leader rank of those gangsters demands $10 million from you, so Sango gives money to his friend Sani, and they kidnap his friends. After taking the money, to save them he brings them all to his apartment, where he had kept many antiques and unique things of Gina. He had brought it from his dreams, but then Sanghi arrives at his apartment to meet him, and here he kidnaps Gunvar and brings him to this place, and then when their leader asks his men to do all this, Nu's friend Sanji regains consciousness and goes to fight with them, but they stab him. After which all three try to run away, but in this they kill Thank You's friend. And then Sang and War escape from them and come to the top floor, but even here they catch hold of them. And they were lifting Sehenge and killing them, due to which Nu faints, and he reaches in his dream where he sees a shining wall in his dream, and when he sees it on the wall, he sees the same scene when he first brought him the sword from the dream world, but in this, he had defeated him and sent him to the ambulance. After that he says I am dreaming to get him out of the dream, but this time nothing happens, but blood starts coming out of his body, and then suddenly his body starts changing and he gets clouded in the same defense that used to come to him. After which a sword has come in his hands and he breaks the wall with that sword, and then when that wall breaks he reaches the place where the song was there to protect them all. He kills Gundu with his machine gun, in which Var is also killed, and he is my cast, and then finally he kills Raksha Thank You as well, and only then all antigens disappear from his apartment and collection of rich people. There are casts whose companions he had brought from his dreams, and since he is alive, he happens to be at this store where he used to shoot, which makes him understand that whatever he has seen so far was a very long dream. That's when it happened, and she comes to him and she takes pity on him and feeds him, and then he tells her that he had read the story written by her in a magazine which she liked very much, and that story is very good price bike power. Until then she gives a time to reduce, after which the associate Liv gradually becomes stable, and she also completes her script, by selling which she gets a lot of money. And then one day she goes to this food stall. When he goes to the man with the food stall, the man returns the bag of money to him. Now Song-yu was not able to understand whether it is reality or a dream. The man with the food stall shows him a village on his stomach and tells him that he also has the same powers, and he also made mistakes like this, but then he understood that it is right to live a normal life, and then in the end it is shown that Thank You was talking to War when he was talking to him. The same Raksha was watching who killed all the gangsters. And this is where this story is in cast, so I hope you guys would have liked this video. If you enjoyed watching the video, then like the video with sure, also subscribe our channel.